The ocean is a mystery, a black hole for human knowledge. It is known that many species that have not yet been discovered live in it, and there are objects that still cause uncertainty among experts today. In particular, the Mariana Trench, which is the deepest part of the seas, has some of the most grotesque creatures and also some of the most challenging and ominous mysteries known to man. Get ready for a trip through the harshest part of our world because these are the 6 most strange things found at the bottom of the sea. Number 6. The ocean is inhospitable, strange, mysterious, and cruel. Every year many people die here, and I'm not talking about the beach, but the deep sea. Get ready, here's a fact that almost nobody in the world knows, but when you think about it, it's obvious that the ocean holds millions of corpses of humans accumulated throughout all eras from millennia in the past to people who perished weeks or days ago and will never be or have been discovered. Exceptions are few, such as the bodies of a couple who, seeing themselves as lost, decided to die embracing. The largest cemetery in the world is actually the ocean. Number 5. It is one of the greatest mysteries in history and one of the most striking photos that exist. Marine biologists with powerful underwater cameras photographed at the bottom of the deep Baltic Sea a strange formation that sooner or later they believed was impossible to be a rock. Now look for yourself. It measures more than 50 meters and photographing it with high-tech equipment is difficult and everything depends on how much dust is floating in the water and the weather conditions of the day. It is known that this object has been resting here for millions of years. What do you think, a unique-looking large rock or something more? Number 4. The following is a finding that has fascinated the Russian scientific community and has shocked the rest of marine biologists and other representatives of many other science disciplines in the world. In Antarctica, in an area that belongs to Russia, there is a basin named Lake Vostok, as its name indicates. It is a lake, but here's the detail, it has been frozen for 15 million years. Do you want to know why it fascinates scientists so much? Simply because trapped in the ice are remains of prehistoric species, but the most striking thing is that there are also unknown bacteria that can come back to life if they are defrosted. In fact, since 2012 there has been an immense controversy surrounding Lake Vostok that has been raised to a very serious claim, where the Russians themselves admit that they are concerned about defrosting parasites or highly lethal viruses with unknown composition for current science. Number 3. It is a much more mysterious object and from a skeptical point of view, much harder to explain because perhaps the so-called anomaly of the Baltic Sea can be defined as a rock with strange formations. But this undoubtedly assumes a natural formation, so to begin to clarify such a mystery, one has to speak of how this object came to the bottom of the ocean. How is it possible that a construction like this has not crumbled when it sank, and if it did not crumble, how is it possible that it fell standing, not to mention that it is believed to have been there for many, many thousands of years? Number 2. 2.5 kilometers deep in the nearby Norwegian seabeds there is an area full of inhospitable geological structures the size of buildings. If you could swim to the bottom you would find yourself inside the most complicated and unfathomable labyrinth on planet Earth. A dark labyrinth where many marine species never discovered live, some of them potentially quite dangerous. The castle has been photographed from the outside, but inside it is a world in and of itself. A marine metropolis where giant worms, immense prehistoric clams, and live fossils have been seen. And our secret surprise of the day is: what lives in first place is fascinating not only for what it is, but for the story behind it. It is a monster that for centuries, great science fiction writers like Jules Verne have placed in their works. It can measure up to 12 and 15 meters, these creatures can only live under the immense pressure helmets of the depths, but things start to get creepy. From here on, according to expert paleontologist Mark McMenamin, the legendary crater is a monstrous squid measuring up to 30 meters. There is evidence of its existence, such as a fossil of the beak of one of these animals. Mr. McMenamin says that these creatures, with all possibility, still exist in the deepest and darkest sea depths and that they are obviously very powerful and dangerous carnivores. It would be great if someone could go back in time to tell Jules Verne that his monster is very real. The image is fictional, but the creature in here, now, as you watch this and listen to my words, it lives and swims freely on the bottom of the sea. If you liked the video, please give a like, that would help us a lot, and above all share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel, it is totally free.